we have an update. Trump's Bureau of Labor Statistics nominee was, in fact, a Jan 6 terrorist himself. And that's my opinion about the whole thing. Okay, so here it is.
Tell us about the president's new pick for BLS.
Had contributed to the Project 2025, which was, of course, that roadmap for really remaking the federal government. Someone who is a chief economist at the Heritage Foundation, which is a very conservative think tank. This is someone clearly with a political bent in economics.
This is supposed to be a non-political job, and I was told by multiple sources, and the president himself was essentially hinted at this, that he wanted someone with a political bent.
Yeah, someone who's going to tell him what he wants to hear, he basically said.
Unfortunately, your viewers do need to know about this person. This is someone who is picked, who's been roundly criticized by every single conservative economist that I know, people from basically every conservative think tank, almost every conservative think tank in DC, because he's an extreme partisan. He is not someone who has any technical understanding of these data, not someone with any management experience.
Most people, I think in both parties, agree there's something wrong with the methodology. The data collection is not what is allowing them to get accurate data. And we can argue about the person. Isn't the goal here for this new person in the office to fix the way we collect the data so that we're not constantly revising these numbers? To me, you want trusted data. We haven't had trusted data in years because we keep revising.
The fact that he fired someone because he didn't like the numbers. I mean, this is,
I don't know that he's not.
But this is literally the DEI, anti-DEI administration claiming that everybody, person of color, is not qualified. And then they put this guy in who economists are saying he's not even reading charts and graphs properly. What happened to qualifications?
Qualification. Well, here's his qualification. Put it up full mass. He was there on that faithful day. The day that Donald Trump first attempted to overthrow the United States democracy. There he is, right there. Violence and intimidation in order to affect a political outcome is called terrorism. In an update, E.J. Antoni, Trump's pick to run the Bureau of Labor Statistics, was among the crowd outside of the Capitol January 6, 2021, with the White House saying he was a bystander. He actually just wandered over there after seeing the coverage on the news. That's the official line from the White House. He meandered there. He was in the vicinity. He was in an approximate. How could he not do this? He was curious. He appears in numerous videos, however, seeming a little more than curious. Many videos posted on social media of the crowd on the Capitol grounds. The footage shows that the new Bureau of Labor Statistics nominee, approximately an hour after the mob removed police barricades, the nominee is there. The footage appears to show him leaving the grounds as people enter the Capitol and not entering the building, however, but he is on the west side of the Capitol in one video archived from the social media website Parler, and appears in surveillance footage posted online by the Republican-led Committee on House Administration Subcommittee on Oversight. Parler video, which was also archived by ProPublica, shows Antoni walking away from the crowd on the west side of the Capitol grounds. Tear gas was in the air, and conservative radio host Alex Jones can be heard speaking over a megaphone. At that time, police were struggling to hold off the mob from taking over the inauguration platform. The crowd has surrounded the building, but not yet entered the Capitol. Other footage does show him on the east side of the Capitol building, walking south, away from the building. Reached by NBC News on Tuesday, he declined to comment. A White House official said Wednesday that he was in Washington on Jan 6 for in-person meetings with his then employer at an office block blocks away from the Capitol, and that he did not cross any barricades or participate in any demonstrations. The footage does not show him crossing the barricades or demonstrating. Now, why would crossing the barricades be a big deal? You all said that wasn't illegal anyway. That was patriotism. So why make the distinction? There's more. As a reminder, the Justice Department's investigation into the Jan 6 attack was the largest in its history, with prosecutors going through video evidence to identify and charge participants. The department mostly focused on charging individuals who entered the Capitol building or engaged in aggravating behavior outside. On his first day in office, Trump ended the investigation into the terrorist attack, pardoned everybody, roughly 1,500 Capitol defendants, and commuted the sentences of others. Yeah, he still committed trespassing, no matter what. We'll see if more video comes out. This is how they're selecting the high-ranking appointees now. If you somehow were a participant of Jan 6, you got a job. What say you?
Yeah, they're really bringing in their best here. I mean, who needs to know how to read charts or graphs when you're dealing in a job about statistics? Maybe those charts and graphs are woke, who knows? And the American people need to be protected from them. That would be my guess. Also, I'm pretty sure this guy was just in the news for also sitting in front of a Nazi warship, the Bismarck, and he's sort of proudly smiling in front of it. So, that and the fact that he looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell, all of these things kind of add up to maybe him not being the best appointee. And it also goes to show that this administration was never taking January 6th seriously. I don't think they ever will. I think a lot of their voters did, and they were very successful at reframing that in their minds. And now they're kind of trying to do this thing where, oh, well, he was just there. He saw a picnic going on and just wanted to get curious and see what kind of food they had. And, he was just there innocently and left his office in the middle of the day to go try to overturn a democratic process. So yeah, good luck to him. I hope he learns how to read numbers.
There you go. He won't.